Hey everyone, Aka here with your customary overview for patch 7.35. This will be another very short video as there aren't many jobs changed this time around and no PvP mode has been adjusted. I have thoughts about some of these changes, but quite frankly can't see much that shakes up the current state of post 7.3 PvP, especially where it relates to crystalline conflict. Firstly, let's go over the usual things. Season 16 has ended and given way to Season 17. Remember, this is season, not series we're talking about. If your interest is in grinding your Air Cell Outfit Coffer reward, you have until patch 7.4 to do so. So find your bestie and queue up those casual duos. Season 17 will be hosted in the following data centers. In North America, Crystal will host. In Japan, Mirror will be the host data center. In Europe, it will be the Light data center. And as usual, in Oceania, it will be Materia. There is also a new change derived from the new ranks added in 7.3. While Crystal rankers and below will continue to restart the season 5 risers below their current rank at season end, Omega and Ultima rankers will restart the season at Crystal, with 100 Crystal credit already in their pocket. Now, let's move on to job adjustments. Warrior has received a minor nerf to Blora, shortening the heavy status the target suffers after being yanked back. Under ideal circumstances, this should make it easier to escape. But speaking personally, I doubt it changes much for warriors, as the nature of why Blora can be lethal has less to do with the heavy and more to do with the forced repositioning. Dark Knight has also received a minor nerf, this time reducing the minimum potency of his LB Eventide from 12,000 to 8,000. As I understand, a bit of a Dark Knight meta has formed in Frontlines, so I suspect this is partially to palliate the effect that a Dark Knight with high or full battle high can have on the field. This change, however, does nothing to address how impossibly difficult it is to bring a decent Dark Knight down post all of their changes. Gunbreaker is this patch's big winner, by receiving an extra charge of Rough Divide. As this gap closer is how Gunbreakers buff up its damage and allow it to gain and maintain space, I suspect this will result in seeing them more often in both Crystalline Conflict and Frontlines. The White Mage LB Afflatus Purgation has had its potency partially restored from 16,000 to 18,000. As it originally was 20,000, this brings it closer to its former place as a burst powerhouse. Sage receives a bit of a head scratcher of a nerf by having Phlegma 3's bind reduced from 3 to 2 seconds. While I do feel that 3-second bind was a bit on the oppressive side, Sage is already the green job that struggles most to optimize its damage, so I'm not particularly sure why the devs felt this was necessary. Ninja has had its smoother cast time shortened down by 1 second, which doesn't change much of how it currently operates. I think it perhaps makes it easier to align its burst window with other jobs, but I'm still not exactly sure how it affects its gameplay for it. Likewise, Viper sees a 2-second extension to the Noxious Gnash damage buff inflicted by its LB. This is a job I personally don't play much, so I inquired with a few Viper mains who told me they didn't feel the original 10-second duration was short to begin with. The only caster buffed this patch, Summoner, has had its slipstream slightly buffed, with the initial damage going up by 1000 and the damage over time increasing from 4000 to 4500 per tick. Being frank, the North American community described many of these changes as a bit of a nothing burger, and I can't say I disagree. As far as Crystalline Conflict goes, I personally do think it will bring some Gunbreakers and White Mages back into a solo queue meta that has so far been dominated by Dark Knights, Scholars, and Sages. But it does very little to deal with the bigger issues suffered by frontline and dual enjoyers, and it does nothing to change the GOATS-like meta that has developed in live party play. With some luck, these are intended to be interim changes ahead of a bigger shakeup in 7.4. In any case, that's all for me today. If you like these videos and find them useful, I would very much appreciate a like, a comment, or a follow. And I'll see you on the next video.